An accident has been reported on Highway 66. 1 dead, 2 injured.
The accident happened when one vehicle crossed over into the other lane colliding. Breaking news!
Gunshots have been reported at Middleton East High School. We're confirming there's an active shooter at Middleton East High School.
The driver is suspected to be under the influence.
The driver in the other vehicle was dead on arrival.
The daughter of the drunk driver was in the vehicle.
The shooter has reportedly taken his life.
As of now, 4 are dead and 3 are injured.
I can't believe another school shooting is happening.
Another unfortunate incident related to drunk driving.
Breaking news!
Leslie Henderson is reported as deceased, and the drunk driver is John Murphy. His daughter Emma Murphy was in the passenger seat.
Our shooter was Adrian Bell, a 17-year-old senior at Middleton East High School.
We're getting word on the families.
Hi, my name's Emma Murphy. A little over 2 years ago, my world completely changed. All it took was 3 beers and a fifth of whiskey. My name is Lynn Bell, or you can also call me the mother of the school shooter.
Emma, does your father feel guilty for murdering an innocent woman?
Lynn, did you know your son was a monster?
How many guns did you allow in your home?
Do you follow in your father's footsteps of drinking?
How many guns did you allow in your
father's
Can't you people leave me alone? My family is ruined.
You never give me a break.
I just want silence from it.
I always knew Emma's dad was a drunk.
Hashtag get alive.
Poor Mrs. Henderson. She was such a nice lady. She didn't deserve this.
Hashtag RIP Mrs. Henderson.
This is why we need to do health screenings on kids that are acting suspicious in school. Everyone knew Adrian was a freak. Why didn't his mom get him help?
Hashtag prayers for Middleton East.
Obviously something was wrong in that household. What you get when they have a single mom who isn't there for her kid.
Hashtag broken family.
This is CNN reporting the latest on the school shooting at Middleton East High School.
Fox News telling you the latest of the drunk driving accident.
Share.
Like,
NBC will have more to fall after this short break.
I'm Emma. I'm Lynn. Something bad happened. Someone I loved did something horrific. I did not do the deed. I absolutely hate what happened. But none of that matters. You are your family. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. The world has decided. You have decided. I might not have driven the car. I might not have pulled the trigger. But I might as well have.
Sue Klebold, the mother of the well-known Columbine school shooter, Dylan Klebold, tells of how her life was never the same after the incident, not only for her emotionally, but how she was treated.
Sue and her husband Tom fled their house. Tom told his wife he wished Dylan had killed them too. Sue wished she could die quietly in the night.
In the days that followed, they considered changing their name and moving towns. Distant cousins of Tom's received death threats.
When sympathetic well-wishers sent around food for the couple, their lawyer made them throw it out in case it was poisoned.
Sue says there's a real stigma. Friends stop calling you. But it's not just friends. Family members, church members. Your neighbor sees you out on the driveway and runs the other way.
Negative news or adverse media is the process of reporting at-risk news or media deemed negative in our society.
car wrecks.
Murder.
Rape.
News stations compete to have the most details on the stories, so you'll choose their channel to watch.
Social media takes this negative news and spreads it, accumulating a mass amount of shares, likes, comments, and retweets.
The Guardian did an article on the effects of negative news and that it can make the world out to be worse than it is, or that it can have a negative impact on individuals.
Families can become prime targets.
The media and the internet attack these families and break them down as if they were the ones who committed the act.
Making those around them treat them differently.
Angie Gregg from NPR podcast titled When Your Dad's a Killer, How Do You Cope? States, my father's actions are not a reflection of everyone in my family. They're definitely not a reflection of myself or my children. We don't have moms in our blood.
These families are torn apart, and we do not allow them to grieve.
Their loved ones committed an irreversible crime, but they still suffered a loss.
We must take time to hear their stories, to be empathetic to how they are feeling.
If not,
We become the monsters.
Aftereffect.
Emma, we forgive your father. Emma, we forgive your father. Emma, we forgive your father. On March 7th, 2016, a man got behind the wheel while under the influence.
Joining him in the car was his 16-year-old daughter.
That's me.
While driving down Highway 66, the man began to nod his head, slowly shifting the car in and out of the lane.
The daughter began to get worried.
Worried? More like freak out.
The man drove head on into the other lane right as another car was coming. The two cars collided!
The other car had a woman driving, and she did not survive.
However, the drunken man did along with his daughter.
Sometimes I wish I didn't. Because then I wouldn't have to deal with what came after.
John Murphy has been convicted of vehicular homicide, second-degree murder.
He will be sentenced to 30 years in prison.
Honestly, he should have to serve more. He killed someone. He shouldn't walk the streets ever again.
Hy would be disgusted and ashamed of us, his family.
That was just on the news. At school, it wasn't much different. 2 weeks after after it happened, I came back to school. I know I shouldn't have expected things to be normal. Of course, I wasn't stupid. I just guess I didn't expect for it to be that lonely. Hey guys.
Oh, hey Emma.
How are you?
Things must be awful at home. Are you doing okay?
Doing as well as you can, I suppose.
Yeah, it must suck having a dad as a murderer.
Oh my god! Brittany!
What? It's true.
You can never keep that much shut.
It's okay. I mean, it's pretty much true.
Yeah. Well, we better get to class. Maybe we'll see you this weekend?
Hannah.
What? What's this weekend?
Just some lame party at Michael's. They'll be drinking, so it's probably better if you don't come. You know, given what's happened, and I heard alcoholism can be hereditary. I just don't want you to be exposed to something like that.
Oh.
All right, Toodles. Bye.
My relationship with my friends was never the same. Everyone in my school looked at me differently. Some felt bad for me, filling me with their pity party. Others were disgusted that I could have a father capable of such a thing. It's funny. In high school, you want to be the popular kid, just not for something like this.
The day it happened, I was at my work. See, I work a desk job at Brown's Realty. Now, with us living in a small town, we don't really have clients walking in on the daily. Needless to say, the moment we can find something to entertain us, we take it. The office television is a prime spot. Whether we are gathered around for the daily soap opera.
I can't be with you, Ricky!
But Angela, why?
Because I'm dying!
Angela, no!
No, Angela cannot die. She's trying to force the show. Poor Ricky. Good. Now Ricky can be with Rebecca. They have way more chemistry.
That's agree.
Or what juicy news is happening in our politics.
It's gonna be huge.
Whatever it is, we cling on to it. Because anything is better than staring out into the parking lot hoping someone will walk in. But the day it happened, I wish that stupid TV would shut up.
Oh my god. There's a school shooter at Middleton East.
That's not funny to joke about, Michael.
No, I'm serious. It's on the news right now.
Turn it up.
At 11:08 a.m., gunfires went off at Middleton East High School. Police have been informed and a special team is on the way.
We have confirmed that there are casualties, but are unsure on the amount.
Lynn? Doesn't your son go to school there?
In that moment, my heart was racing a mile a minute. I remember trying to call my son and it going straight to voicemail. I texted him, "Call me now, I need to know you are safe." I was in a complete panic. I knew I had to get my things together and head straight to the school. As I went to leave, one of my coworkers said my name. The way she said it's never left me.
Lynn,
What?
isn't that your son?
The active shooter is being reported as Adrian Bell. He is a 17-year-old senior at Middleton East.
No, they got it wrong. Someone told them the wrong name. Let go of me. My son is not a killer.
Adrian was a killer. My office got their juicy entertainment that day. My son was the lead role.
Thought I found a way out, but you never go away. So I guess I gotta stay now. Oh, I hope someday I'll make it out of here, even if it takes all night or 100 years. Need a place to hide, but I can't find one here. Wanna feel alive outside. I can't find my fear.
Isn't it lovely? Alone, heart made of glass, my mind of stone. Tear me to pieces, skin to bone. Hello, welcome home.
Look, I'm not saying what my father did wasn't horrible, and he most certainly deserved the punishment he got. It was just so hard on my family to accept what had happened. We didn't need the constant harassment from the media.
Mrs. Murphy, how long has your husband been a drunk?
Mrs.
Murphy,
Murphy,
how long has your husband been a drunk?
Go away! Just leave me and my family alone!
Mom, you can't keep harassing us like this.
I know, Jay, I'm trying.
I like what the kids came about, Dad. They know nothing about him.
Okay,
Erica, that's enough.
No, they keep saying he was drunk and a low life, and he deserves to rot in prison. That means must be
Erica, I said that's enough. Your dad was drunk and he killed a woman that night, and he's never coming home, okay? Sweetie, wait, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to explode on her. She just sees her dad as this great guy who could do no wrong, and it's so hard to keep her safe in the media.
Well, maybe we shouldn't be hiding things from her. Yeah, Dad was an amazing father, but he had his demons and they caught up to him.
It's not that simple.
How is it not?
Sorry I don't have all the answers to handle him with this, Emma. I lost your father too, okay? This is how I imagine my life would be whenever I said my vows.
My family was by no means perfect, but we loved each other. And one night crumbled that love away.
I walked through the darkness and searched for the light.
A light that will bring back my breath.
I can't breathe because I'm being suffocated.
Suffocated by the constant hate.
Hate that you tear me down with bit by bit.
Until I become broken and shattered.
Yet every time I feel like I'm able to glue myself back together, the world hits me again.
It drags me down
And down and down.
I want to be free. And as I get closer and closer to the light, I can feel my lungs start to expand.
Until that dark voice comes back.
It shuts me up so bad. It holds my strength and in my breath. And I think to myself, what did I do to deserve this?
But then I think, I mean, I really think.
You see, a part of me believes this is my fault.
Believes I deserve this.
So I'll stay in the dark, where my lungs don't work, because I'm not sure I can take a breath in the light, and you see me for what I am.
After I left the office, I found myself outside the school with the other parents worried about the safety of their children. Except my son was the one responsible. I remember praying that someone would stop him, that someone would just bring this to an end. If that meant my son had to die, it would be something I would have to accept.
Lynn?
Meredith,
What are you doing here?
I'm here to find out what is going on, just like everyone else.
No, you don't belong here.
What's wrong?
Her son is the one causing all of this. He's a monster, Lynn. How could you? If my daughter's her, I swear.
I'm sorry, I just...
Lynn, you should leave. Just go. Now.
When Adrian was in first grade, he was best friends with Meredith's daughter, Madison. She and I were friends, but the fear that was in her eyes, she was praying that her daughter would come out alive. And here I am praying that mine doesn't, because I've already lost him.
The accident affected so many people. Being in a small town, it does that. I tried to forget that night. I tried to go back to school and be a normal teenager. Except I'm not normal anymore. Hearing the news retell what happened just made it all echo in my head. They weren't there. They didn't feel how I felt or see what I saw. My mom was working a late shift, and my sister Erica was at her friend's house. It wasn't out of the ordinary that Dad and I were left to figure out dinner. What is out of the ordinary is for Dad to cook. He's an awful cook. So this night called for carryout. When we got in the car, I thought I smelled booze, but I couldn't tell anymore when he was and wasn't drinking. It wasn't until we were on the highway that I noticed. The car started to sway side to side as my dad would shake his head. I remember thinking, why did you get in the car, you idiot? The car started to sway more, and I stretched out my arms in fear until we were in the other lane. A bright light shined in my face. I screamed, Dad! We crashed into the car in the other lane. When I came to, my dad was freaking out.
Oh, no.
Dad, are you okay?
Emma, stay in the car.
Did you call
I said
someone?
stay in the car.
By that time, I was already standing in front of Mrs. Henderson's car. She was gone the moment I saw her. Dad, what did you do?
I already called 911. They'll be here at any moment. It's okay. Everything is going to be okay. Just go wait by the car.
Once the police arrived, my dad was taken into custody. And you know the rest of the story.
Why would you get in the car with him?
Didn't you know he was drunk?
No, I didn't think he was at the time.
You could have stopped
You
this.
could have driven the car.
Did you even care that it could have hurt someone? Don't you think I've thought of all of this? I've stayed up night after night thinking only I would have said, no, Dad, let's get pizza tonight.
Then why didn't you?
I don't know.
Oh, come on, that's not an answer.
You didn't care, did you?
I bet you didn't even try.
No, you're wrong.
Nothing made you stop him.
No, it is not my responsibility to be the parent to my parent. I didn't want to think he's drunk again. How much booze did he drink this time? I wonder if Mom knows. How do I keep this away from Erica? I just want to get carry on because I chose to be a kid that night. All the blame is being put on me.
Jeez, okay.
going to skate my past. Until a few years later, there was a shooting at my high school, and there was a more interesting story to report.
The question is as hard as swallowing rocks, and as brutal as stormy waters crashing ashore.
The question is not always why, but how do we let go without falling apart?
Without crumbling from loosening our grip on what was and what could have been.
Be honest. Sadie, tell us what happened that day.
Tell us who took your soul and cut out your tongue.
Did you look while they snatched the best parts of you?
Did you like it?
You must have. Please, tell us why you let them.
In the weeks that followed, I felt like I was living in my own nightmare.
Your son is a disgrace. You should be ashamed to be his mother.
He raised a monster.
He was selfish to take his own life. Should have faced what he had done like a man.
Didn't you see the warning signs?
No, I didn't wake up in the mornings and think, I wonder if my son's gonna shoot up the school.
You must have seen some kind of signs.
Sure, did I think my son was battling depression? Yes, but that's why I was having him see a therapist once a week. I thought that and the medication were helping him. That is until I found out that 3 weeks leading up to the shooting, he'd stopped seeing his therapist and taking his medicine. I work a part-time job 3 nights a week, so it was easy for my son to lie to me. But never would I have imagined him doing this. He had a big heart, he just wanted to love. On the news and social media, they keep saying things about him.
Adrian was a sociopath.
He's the definition of pure evil. Satan himself.
I can't help but to think back to my little boy, my little Adrian.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Yes! Mom!
What is it,
We're gonna race our planes and we need you to be a ref so things are fair.
I'm not
Ow!
Adrian.
No, Madison, I know, but we have to be professionals about this, so no funny business.
Well, fine, but your mom can't play favorites.
Scouts on us. I will. All right, get in your planes. On your mark, get set, fly.
I'm flying at turbo speed.
Oh yeah? Well, I'm turning my extra turbo jets on. Woo! I'm kicking your butt!
Adrian.
Oops. Watch out for that bird!
Oh no, my engine's been hit. I'm falling.
But I'm so close to winning. Don't worry, Madison, I'm coming. Jump!
No, I can't touch your skier.
Don't worry, I'll catch you. I won't let you get hurt.
Here comes the finish line.
Woo!
You both are winners.
Why did you save me? You could have smoked me.
I couldn't leave you behind. Besides, then I've no one to brag about kicking your butt.
Adrian.
Sorry, Mom.
That's the Adrian I remember. Even when he started to become distant, his heart was still good and honest. The people out there, they don't know who Adrian was. They only know what he became that day.
In my body, 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 I fight fire.
In my body, in my body,
With the snow,
in my body, in my
my
body,
hell's
in
cold.
my body, in my body,
In my body,
in
I'll
my
have a soft
body,
life.
in my body, in my body,
Burning
in my
low,
body, in my
too
body,
hard to
in my body,
hold.
in my body.
I've become the only thing I hate. Leave this broken body today.
The day of the shooting, I was terrified just like everyone else. Luckily, I was in the basement and Adrian never made his way down there. I was full of emotions and it brought me back to how I felt during my accident. I started to get so mad at Adrian for making me relive that feeling. As the days followed, I started to think about his mom. How did she not know her son was going to do this? Did she not see the signs? Then I stopped. I remember how the world turned against me. I didn't want to turn into the same monsters that destroyed my life.
My son killed 7 people and injured 4. The families that suffered a loss had to face the fact that they would never see their loved ones again. I know it is bad of me to say this, but I do understand how they feel to an extent. I lost a child too. I have that hole in my chest from losing someone I love dearly. But I tell you right now, I feel it worse. Because they only lost their loved ones' lives, but I lost the life and the soul of my son. Over the course of multiple interviews with the police, they They gave me a timestamp of Adrian's actions. Minute by minute, they told me what he had done, and my heart broke until I became nothing. Empty.
11:08 a.m. Adrian steps into the English hallway and fires his first shot. A teacher named Mr. Flanders steps out into the hall to see what the noise is. He is shot.
BANG! What is going on out here? Adrian, what are you doing?
Just having a little fun, Mr. Flanner.
Adrian, no! BANG!
11:10 a.m. Adrian turns down the next hallway. Two students, Rebecca Diner and Courtney Brown, are running. Adrian shoots both down.
BANG! You can't run from me.
He's got no
Who are you playing? How cute.
BANG!
What did you do?
BANG!
11:14 a.m. Adrian makes his way out into the cafeteria. On the way, the school counselor, Miss Conway, tries to convince him to stop. He shoots her.
Adrian, you don't need to do this.
Don't tell me what to do.
We can talk. I'm here for you.
No one's here for me. I've always been alone.
That's not true. You just put the gun down. Please put it
Shut
down.
up! BANG!
11:17 a.m. Adrian makes his way into the cafeteria, has a confrontation with students Benjamin Perry and Madison Holmes. He kills both, and then begins firing blindly, trying to hit as many people as possible.
BANG! Judgment Day is here. Come on, man. You don't need to do this. Oh, look who it is. Benjamin Perry, everyone. Are you here to save the day? Please, just stop this. This isn't worth throwing your life away, man. You don't know a single thing about me, man. Please.
Adrian?
Madison,
Adrian, what are you doing? This isn't you.
you weren't supposed to be here today.
Adrian, please, just put the gun down.
No, it's too late. Stay down!
No, it's not. Let's just talk. I'm your friend, and I know this isn't you.
It just hurts so much.
No, it's okay. Just leave the gun.
Oh, stupid Benjamin! You just have to be the hero in every situation, don't you? Oh, you're not going to be able to score a touchdown in this one, buddy. Please don't. BANG!
Adrian, no! What have you done? Who are you? You're a monster!
No, don't call me that! I am not a monster!
Only a monster would do this!
No! Just shut up! BANG! No, Madison, no, I never wanted to hurt you. Oh, this wasn't supposed to happen. I have to finish this.
What? No, please, let us go!
Bang, 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 bang!
Adrian plays the victim on himself.
I'm sorry.
Bang. 14 minutes. 14 minutes was all it took for me to lose my son. The news says that he is a monster and that I must be one too. You know what? Then I am, because I miss my son. I still love my son. That one moment doesn't define the 17 other amazing years I had with my boy. I lost a child too. Why can't I also grieve? It isn't fair. You people, it's all your fault. You won't let me grieve my son. You never give me a moment of peace.
Your son is a monster.
You should have known. He's a disgrace.
Your mother should know.
He's going to hell.
Those poor families.
You should have known.
Poor
You should
families.
have known.
Silence. I want it all to go away.
Do it.
You're just as guilty. Be with your son. There is no life for you here.
Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it!
I'm not a speaking reporter, so just leave me alone. Please, I beg you.
I'm not a reporter. My name's Emma. I went to school with Adrian.
Why are you here?
I just want to talk to you. That's all. Then I'll go. How are you doing? I'm sorry. That was a stupid question to ask.
No, it's okay. Look, why are you here? Are you going to tell me my son is a monster too?
What Adrian did, I can't even begin to imagine how you're handling all of this. But I kind of know. 2 years ago, my dad was driving drunk and killed someone.
I remember that. Mrs. Henderson, right? Oh my God, and that was your father and you were in the car with him? You poor thing.
we were going through that, the news was constantly in our lives. Everyone treated us differently, and the kids at school avoided me, except for Adrian. He was my lab partner sophomore year, and he treated me like any normal lab partner. And I know that doesn't seem like much, but for a girl whose life was anything but normal, it felt really nice. And I don't really talk anymore, and I feel like if we did, maybe I could have stopped all of this if he just had some.
Stop. You can't do that to yourself. Lord knows I do, and look where it's getting me. Besides, I'm the one to blame. Don't you read the news?
I don't care about what they say. They don't know who you are. I just want you to know I'm here for you. Know there's someone out here thinking of you and praying for you.
Thank you, Emma. Your words mean more than you know.
Well, I better get home before my mom starts to worry. Stay strong, Mrs. Bell. Don't let them win. No.
Where do you go when the world is too loud? And the thick of the air is too heavy to move through. How do you find peace? And where does it feel good?
We often find a way by getting lost and found time and time again.
By breaking and unbreaking, piece by piece, one by one.
By unlearning and relearning, by shifting and shaping into who we are in this imperfect and uncertain life.
In order to undo something, you must first render yourself hopeless to regain hope.
You must journey alone to outgrow the tall tales of loneliness.
You're not lonely. You're healing.
And healing takes learning, all by yourself.
So try and tear me down. Try and bury me with your words.
I dare you. It will hurt, but I won't fall, and I will stand again.
We live in a society where we get constant updates on the world, whether it's on a television or online.
However, that doesn't give us the right to abuse that power.
To strip families of their privacy and what holds them together.
Sue Klebold tells us how the media manipulated her family. She states, the gentlest portrayal of us as parents in the media was that we were useless. In other accounts, we had knowingly shielded a hateful racist, turning a blind eye to an arsenal he was assembling under our roof, thereby exposing an entire community to danger.
These families are already destroyed by what their loved ones did.
As Josh Radnor would say, it's not our job to play judge and jury, to determine who's worthy of our kindness and who isn't.
We just need to be kind, unconditionally, without ulterior motive. Even, or rather especially, when we prefer not to be.
And we're not saying that getting information isn't important.
Nor are we saying that you shouldn't utilize social media.
But think about what you're sharing or commenting on.
We can be the positive change that these families need.
So the next time you turn on the news or open up your Twitter app and see some juicy story about something that someone did,
don't forget about their families.
They are impacted by the words you spread.
Together,
let's use our words for good.